Welcome to Borderline Furniture Project 18. I'm Mara, and this is the Back to School Challenge hosted by Eliana at Not ReDesign. Please support all the participants in this challenge by visiting the playlist linked in the description below. In this challenge, this plain Jane desk is going Steampunk Modern Industrial. A friend gave me this desk, and compared to my other borderline projects, this is in excellent condition. I'm going to remove the original finish to give this desk a more industrial look. So first I tried sanding, and when that was unsuccessful, I used stripper. That didn't work either, so I scraped the areas that I had applied the stripper to, and then finally I did more sanding. To prevent any chance of leaving sanding swirls, I finished this desktop with 220 grit sandpaper, and then I lightly marked the surface with a pencil. This helps to ensure that I got full coverage of the desktop when I was sanding it. Also, you want to make sure that you run that sander smoothly, slowly, and without pressure. I used Bear paint in my favorite color, limousine leather. And why are there lights in the background of this video? That's because I had to start this project at dark 30 to beat the Texas heat. Using a pre-stain helps the wood absorb the stain more evenly, and especially since this is pine, I definitely want to use it. Now for the stain, I just use Minwax Early American. I prefer to brush it on and then wipe it back with a cloth. Here's my collection of steampunk junk. I have some toilet valves, industrial valves, a faux gauge front that I got at Hobby Lobby, some leather straps, and some running gears from a grandfather clock that's going to be featured in project number 19. To change the look of these toilet valves, I'm going to remove the oval shutoff handle, and then I'm going to install a more industrial looking knob. So first, I just wanted to give you a preview of how I attached all the parts to the leg. Now I'm going to go back and show you exactly how I did it. Now basically I ended up drilling 3 holes in the leg. This part was so unnerving to me that I put this off till the very last minute because I was thinking if this was the part that was going to mess up, it would be on this leg and drilling these holes. And so the reason why I did this is because I wanted to make this appear somewhat functional. And this is why I used a couple of cheap pressure gauges. And then I used that toilet shutoff valve that was connected to the hose. And then I used another fitting. And basically, I just glued it all together. So while you're watching this process of me drilling holes and trying to figure out how you can do this on your own, I just wanted to share some of the struggles that I've had with this project. The temperature outside has just been horrible. It's been over 100 degrees for several weeks in Texas, and it's also been very dry, which prevents me from doing any kind of grinding, and then painting has to be done really, really early in the morning. Then, after finally getting this piece all put together, I had my video programs crash on me. And so then I thought, well, I'll just upload it on my daughter's computer. And I tried to do that, and the program crashed again. So now I'm using a completely new and unfamiliar program. So if you notice any glitches in this video production, I apologize. I'm just trying to get this out in the reasonable amount of time. If you've never worked around industrial equipment, you may not be familiar with a grease or a zerk fitting, but basically it's just to lubricate points on mechanical equipment. I thought that this would be a perfect addition to the bulbous parts of the furniture legs, so I installed two, one at the top and one at the bottom. For the sides of the desk, I'm using copper tubing, fittings, and valves. Every piece of tubing was hand cut using a tubing cutter. Also, I had planned to solder the tubes, but in my area of Texas, it's so dry right now, we're in burn bans, and I just didn't want a chance using an open flame. I connected all of these components together using epoxy. I was pretty surprised, but it held really well. I'm using Odie's oil to seal the desktop. I know I've said this before, but Odie's oil looks like a sugar scrub to me. It's very thick and it has to be thoroughly stirred before applying. This is definitely a less is more product. I'm using a white Brillo pad here to apply it, but I've used a felt pad in the past and I would really recommend that over the Brillo pad. I've had better luck with it. And you'll want to have a soft cotton cloth to buff the surface after you've applied the oil. Attaching the legs to the desk is the final step in the process before we can get to the final review. And with any project, when you think you're just about done, you find out that there's something more to do. So these fittings were really glaring silver at me, and I decided to hit them with some black wax, and that really fixed the problem. Additionally, my desk fronts looked a little barren, so I used some extra supplies to tie the whole look together. With the last minute projects completed, it's time for the final review. As a reminder, this is where we started, and here's the finished piece. I want to thank Eliana at Not ReDesign for hosting this challenge. Please remember to check out the playlist in the description below, and thanks for watching.